Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, you probably know Call of Duty Cold War just came out the other day, and that has been occupying 99.9% of my time, and I've just been going hard on it, grinding it, and yeah, I'm liking it. It's pretty fun. So I decided I'm gonna make a Cold War thumbnail tutorial, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make a really cool thumbnail for it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go to new project. Make sure the width is 1280 and the height is 720 and hit create. So I'm just going to find a picture online like this one, but you can bring in your screenshots, and I'm going to show you how you can outline the gun and all that and make it look cool. So here's my picture. Looks pretty bad, but we're going to enhance it. So first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go up to filter and go to sharpen and sharpen it just a little bit. You don't have to do this, but the image was pretty blurry, so that helped it quite a bit. And I can do it again if I really want to sharpen it again. And that's too much, but I'm just going to leave it. Let's see, sharpen. Okay, so that's pretty decent. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go over here to our pen tool, change the fill to nothing. Once the fill is nothing, you can start to outline your object, so the gun, by just clicking. And if there's a round corner, you can just hold down the click and drag it to however much you need. But I'm not going to make this perfect. You can spend a lot of time on it. And I'm going to zoom in just so I can see a little bit better. So let me go back right here. It's looking pretty good. You'll see why this is a good idea in a second. A lot of thumbnails have this kind of style, so that's what I'm going for. But I personally like it a lot. This image is pretty bad resolution, so that's why it looks this crappy. So I'm just still outlining it and just keep clicking. And then come back to the point that you started with right here. And now what you want to do is right click, make a selection. Now once you make it a selection, you will see an outline. Make sure you are on your background layer and make sure your background layer is outlined, because if it's not going to work properly. So now just hit Ctrl J and you will see that it made the gun a separate layer. So now you can add your effects to it. So if I got an outer glow, I can make it like a light blue. Maybe try color dodge. Like this. And hit OK. And also, if that didn't make sense, I'm going to leave a tutorial down in the description below that shows you exactly how I cut out the object and did all that, if this wasn't clear enough, because I'm more clear in that tutorial. So now what we're going to do is we're going to double click on our background layer, go to gradient overlay, and I'm going to change the gradient from like a light blue to like dark blue. Change the blend mode to overlay is a good one. You can just try these different ones. Multiply is kind of dark. Color dodge is insane, but overlay looks pretty good. And you can adjust the opacity of it. Yeah, so the background's like that. And what we can do is blur the background. So go up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and make sure your background layer is selected when you do this, by the way. Okay, like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the text. So go to your text tool, type in what you want. So I'm going to type in Cold War, and the font is Commando. Turn it to about 250. Hit that check mark. I'm going to warp this text, so double click on your text. Go to warp, style, arc upper, about 27%, hit that check mark, go up to edit, free transform, and I'm just gonna rotate this a little bit, shrink it a bit to about here. And then I'm gonna duplicate this, move it down, change the text to gameplay, and I'm gonna change the warp to arc lower and turn it down a bit to like 7%. Also gonna resize this one. Now what I'm going to do is move gameplay below the gun layer so the gun's kind of in front of it. It gives it a cool 3D look. Okay. Now we can start editing the text. So double click on Cold War or whatever your text is. Change it to white. Do the same with the other one. And we can also add a stroke. And then change the blend mode to overlay. And do that with the top one as well. So it gives it a really cool look. And what you can do is you can add a satin. Definitely turn the opacity down, and you can mess with the distance and size. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just to give it like a little bit of darkness so it's not super hard to see. Cold War gameplay looks pretty sick so far. That's what overlay does on your strokes and stuff like that. Now what we're going to do is go to your top layer. Go down here to this half circle and go to brightness and contrast. Turn the brightness up, contrast up. Now go to the half circle again, go to curves. Click the channel, go to red, bring it up on this line and down on this line. Go to green, bring it up on this line and down on this line. And then for blue, bring them both up. And you might have to adjust it so it's not super strong because right now it's really strong. As you can see, it's super bright. So you can see without it and with it. Really makes the color stand out. So that's without everything and then with it. Looks cool. You can even make the satin more like a higher opacity so it's easier to see, because that might be a problem that you might run into. So I'm going to turn up the satin a little bit. Hit OK. Now what I'm going to do is go down here to this rectangle tool, change the fill to this red, and then click the white. And I'm just going to drag and make some borders. So drag this up to the top so you can see it. Where is it? Might have to remake it actually. Make sure it's white. There you go. Now Control J, move that one to this side. Make one down here. Duplicate it and bring that one up here. Go to edit, free transform, and I'm just gonna make this one a little bit bigger. Same with the bottom one, just to match the sides. Okay, so now that's all done. Now just hold Control and click all the new shapes that you made. Right click on them and click merge layers. Now it's one. So go here and change the blend mode to overlay. And you will see that it makes that cool effect on it. If you want it to be smaller, just go up to edit, free transform, and just kind of drag the edges out like this. If you don't want it to be as extreme, you can do that. And I think it looks pretty sick so far. Now what I'm going to do is add some drop shadow to the text so it stands out a little bit more. So just go to drop shadow, make it pretty intense. So here's my settings. Hit OK, do that to the other one. Hit OK, and now we can even go to the gun and do it as well if we wanted to. We can add some effects to the gun. That's up to you. I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. What you can do is click on the gun, go up to image, adjustments, and brightness and contrast, turn that up more. That's going to be it for this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. The project link for this will be down in the description below if you want to use this as a template. But anyways, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.